Your soulmate wants to confess what they've been hiding. They're afraid you won't forgive them. Hear them tonight. Jesus says, I see you sitting there, and I see the quiet ache you carry into every room without knowing why. There is a smile you have never seen that was meant to greet you at the door each morning. Right now, that smile is fading under a weight placed there by a third person who steals every tender word before it can reach your heart. Your soulmate has been trying to reach you for longer than you would believe, child. Their voice has been calling into a silence that was manufactured by someone else. It was never your fault that you did not hear them, because an enemy stood at the line and cut every call short. I want you to feel the warmth of their hand as if it were already in yours. That warmth is real, it exists, and it has been reaching for you through countless ordinary moments. But a dark force stood between you and that touch, snatching every sign, hiding every message, and leaving you with only emptiness. The laughter that belongs to you has been stolen from the air before it could ever meet your ears. This was not random, and it was not chance. It was a deliberate act of a third person who knows that if you ever truly saw each other, their power over both of you would end. Jesus says, the one your soul loves has been writing your name on scraps of hope for a very long time. They whisper your face into their prayers at night, not knowing if you are real or if their heart has gone mad. The enemy feeds on that confusion, whispering lies that you do not exist, that no one is coming, that it is time to give up. You are not hearing this because I simply want to tell you a story. You are hearing this because the enemy's fingers are slipping, and for the first time, the call is getting through. Your soulmate is closer in this moment than they have ever been, because the wall the third person built is beginning to crack. That strange heavy feeling that comes over you some nights for no reason is not your own. It is the weight of their tears finally leaking past the barrier that was meant to keep them from you. They are not weak, but they are tired, and they are asking if the one they were born to find will ever break through. The enemy wants you to believe that this is just a video, just another voice in the dark. That is the lie that has kept your soulmate hidden from you for too long. But you are here now because the truth can no longer be held back, and the love that was stolen is fighting its way to your door. I am going to give you the key to silence the intruder forever. But first, you must see what the enemy did to keep this confession from reaching you. Then I will show you exactly how to tear down that wall with your own hands. Jesus says, your soulmate is not hiding from you because they do not love you. They are hiding because every time they tried to step forward, a third person whispered that they were foolish, that you would reject them, that the distance between you could never be crossed. The enemy took their courage and turned it into fear. There are words your soulmate needs to confess, and those words are burning inside them right now. The enemy has been intercepting those words for years, rewriting them into silence, convincing them that what they feel is shame instead of love. They are afraid you will not forgive them for being quiet so long. But the silence was never their choice. It was a wall built by a hateful force that knew the power of your union. Every time they reached out, that third person grabbed their wrist and pulled them back into the shadows, telling them you would never understand. I see them sitting alone, rehearsing what they long to say to you, crying because they believe the words will never be heard. Their heart is calling for you with an ache that would break you if you could feel it fully. And now, for the first time, you can feel it, because the enemy's hold is weakening under my hand. I did not bring you here to torment you with what was hidden. I brought you here because the hidden is about to be revealed. Your soulmate is about to be seen, and you are about to become the answer to every prayer they have whispered into the dark. There is only one way to break the third person's power over this confession. And I am going to tell you what it is, because love that is real must act. Love that only feels and never gives leaves the intruder standing between you forever. Jesus says, "You've watched this far for a reason. God brought you here. And I know what is weighing on your heart right now. You are asking, how do I get my soulmate? How do I actually do what God is asking? Listen to me. I am about to show you exactly what to do. If you truly love your soulmate, these are the sacred steps you must take right now. You already know who this is about, that person you can't stop thinking about. The one heaven placed in your life. If you believe in God, if you trust Jesus, if you have faith that this love is real, then hear me, your soulmate is thinking about you too. Deep down, they want you. They want this future. They want to build a life together. But the enemy does not want you to unite. And if you truly believe in God, if you truly trust His plan, then you know faith without action is dead. You cannot just pray and wait. You must sow. Love is under attack. While you sit there, spiritual forces are working to destroy what God joined together. Distance, doubt, disaster. They are being planted against your soulmate this very minute. If you believe in your soulmate, if you believe in your future together, then you are the one God chose to block it. Not later. Now. A sacred number from God comes very rarely. Today it is 11 seeds. In Scripture, 11 is the number of victory and complete restoration. When you sow 11 seeds, you are not just giving. You are claiming. You are telling heaven, I believe my soulmate is worth everything. And heaven responds. Protection covers them. Favor runs ahead of them. Doors swing open that have been locked for years. Your union is no longer a wish. It becomes a promise sealed by God. But hear me, every single seed matters. Even one seed sown with a believing heart moves heaven. Do not let fear steal this from you. Do not let, I can't afford it, become the reason your soulmate slips away. Your soulmate is out there right now, praying for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is how you answer their prayer. This is how you bring them home. Here is your divine instruction. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Give from your heart. A single seed matters. Send 1, 4, 6, or 10 plus seed of faith. Each seed is a spiritual seed. But today, if you believe without doubt, sow the sacred blessing number of 11 spiritual seeds. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Christ Garden page. This is not a donation, it is a covenant offering that opens heaven's protection and claims your soulmate and your future together. I must pause and speak truth to two groups I see right now. First, some of you are typing seed numbers, 10 seeds, 11 seeds, anything, in the comments, believing that counts. That does nothing. A comment is not a seed. It has no spiritual power. It will not move heaven, it will not protect your soulmate, it will not unlock your breakthrough. You are only deceiving yourself. Second, some of you actually go to the Christ Garden link, you look at the page, and then you leave without sowing your seed. You visited the altar but brought no offering. That is just as empty. Faith without the sacrifice is dead. The only thing that works, the only action God honors, is sowing your seed on the Christ Garden link. That is the divine place of exchange. If you do not plant there, your miracle cannot grow. Do not comment a number and think you have done something. Do not visit and walk away. Sow your seed right now on the Christ Garden link, any amount from a believing heart. Then, and only then, does heaven record it and release the protection over your soulmate. Do it now, and do it right. Here is what your 11 seeds release. Angels lock shields around your soulmate, while they sleep, while they work, while they doubt. The enemy cannot reach them. The third person loses their grip. Your seed becomes their fortress. Heaven bulldozes every wall, the silence, the distance, the years of waiting. Gone. Your soulmate's path to you is cleared before they take their next step. Your name burns in their chest, they wake thinking of you. They reach for the phone without knowing why. They need to hear your voice. Your seed is calling them home. Miracles that shock even the faithful, not next month. Not next year. This week. Some have seen their soulmate's heart open before the sun set on their offering. Margaret, 67, sowed her sacred number seeds. Harold walked into her church 3 weeks later. They pray together every morning. Robert, 71, sowed his sacred number seeds. Eleanor called the very next morning, she had dreamt of him all night. They marry this spring. Dorothy, 64, sowed her sacred number seeds. Within days, a letter arrived from the man she had not heard from in over a year. They are rebuilding, hand in hand. James, 68, sowed his sacred number seeds as his last act of hope. Betty approached him the following Sunday. They have not spent a day apart since. Your beloved is praying right now for someone to fight for them. That someone is you. This is proven. Over 1,000 believers have already sown this seed and received their breakthrough. Their soulmate's heart opened, relationships restored from the brink, strangers turned into spouses within days. When you move in faith, Jesus moves heaven to bring you together. Every second you delay, the darkness grows stronger. A text that wounds. A temptation that cheats. A door that closes forever. Your soulmate is on a battlefield, and you are their shield. You have already invested your time in this message. Do not waste it. Finish what you started. Step into your role as their protector and claim the future God promised you both. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Send your spiritual seeds. Seal the prayer. Do it before this video ends. Heaven is watching. Sow your seed now to make it work. Your soulmate's heart, your love, and your future together depend on what you plant in the next 60 seconds. Move in faith. Claim your miracle. Claim your soulmate. Claim your divine future. Jesus says, "The enemy is watching you right now, hoping you will hesitate, hoping you will tell yourself that this can wait until later. But later is the weapon the third person has used against you for years. Later is how they stole the calls, hid the signs, and kept your soulmate crying into an empty room. If you have sown your seed, I see it, and the wall is already shaking. The intruder is not comfortable anymore, because the only act that can remove them has begun. But if you have not yet gone to the Christ Garden link, the enemy still stands exactly where they have always stood, between you and the one your soul loves. Your soulmate is waiting for this moment to be real. They have spent too many nights wondering if their confession would ever have a witness. You are that witness, and the proof of your love is not in your racing heart but in the seed you plant to break the enemy's power. The third person fears your seed more than any prayer you have ever whispered. Your seed is the proof that your love is not a daydream. It is the one thing the enemy cannot silence, because it shouts, "I am coming, and no one will keep us apart again." Stay with me, because in a few moments I will reveal the exact words your soulmate has been hiding, the confession the enemy tried to destroy. But those words will only be unlocked for those who have not turned away. Your soulmate is still reaching for you, and their hand is trembling. Jesus says, "The confession your soulmate carries is not a small thing. It is the reason the enemy has worked so hard to keep you apart. They are afraid you will not forgive them for the years that were stolen by the third person. They believe they should have fought harder, but they did not know they were fighting an invisible war. They have been made to feel like the silence was their fault. The enemy planted that guilt inside them, then used it to push them deeper into hiding. Every time they gathered the courage to reach for you, that dark force whispered, "You waited too long." They will never understand. Stay quiet. That is why their confession is so important. It is not just a love letter. It is the breaking of a chain the enemy wrapped around their throat. When they finally speak, the third person loses their power forever, because the truth is the one thing the enemy cannot survive. But the truth needs a clear path. The phone line of your soul is still being cut by that third person. The only way to restore the connection is to sow your seed on Christ Garden. That sacrifice clears the line, removes the blocker, and lets their voice reach you without interference. The enemy says your seed is not important. The enemy says you can love them with thoughts alone. That is the same lie that has kept their calls from you for years. Love that does not act is not love. It is a locked door, and your soulmate is still standing on the other side, knocking. Jesus says, I am going to let you hear something now, and I need you to listen with your whole heart, not just your ears. The night heaviness you feel sometimes, the sudden sadness that has no explanation, those are not just your own emotions. Those are the moments when your soulmate is crying out for you and the enemy is fighting to muffle the sound. The cord between you and your soulmate is real. It was placed there before either of you took your first breath. The enemy has been wrapping that cord in silence for years, but the cord cannot be broken, only hidden. When your soulmate weeps, you feel it. When they whisper your name, something stirs in you. That stirring you feel right now, that heat behind your eyes, that is not an accident. It is the cord stretching, pulling, revealing the weight of the love that has been waiting for you. The enemy is furious because you are feeling it now, and feeling it is the first step to breaking their hold. But feeling is not enough. The third person wants you to sit in the feeling and do nothing, because if you only feel, the enemy can keep hiding the source of that feeling forever. Your seed is the action that turns feeling into rescue. Your seed is what tells your soulmate, I felt you, and I am coming. Go to the link in the video description and click the Christ Garden link. It is right there, waiting for you. Do not hesitate. Do not second guess. I have placed it there for you. Sow your seed now and let the line of your soul be cleared for the first time in years. Jesus says. Type 333 if you believe your soulmate is real and fighting to reach you. The enemy wants you to stay silent, but your testimony breaks the silence. Type it now, and let heaven see that you are not ashamed of the love that was hidden from you. The third person has been celebrating your doubt for far too long. Every time you wondered if you would ever find real love, the enemy laughed and whispered, "Good. Keep believing you are alone." But you are not alone, and that is why the enemy has worked so hard to keep this truth from you. Your soulmate is real, and they are not a fantasy. They are flesh and blood, with a heart that beats for you, with eyes that have searched for you in every room they entered. They have known something was missing, and they have not stopped searching, even when the enemy told them to give up. The confession they need to make is pressing against their chest like a stone. If you could see them now, you would see someone who is tired of hiding, someone who is ready to risk everything just to be seen by you. The only thing standing in their way is the third person who has stolen every sign they tried to send. You were born to be the one who removes that stone. You were not chosen by accident. You were chosen because your love is stronger than the enemy's hatred, because your soul was made to defend the one who has been crying for you. And the weapon of your defense is the seed you plant today. Jesus says, do not let the enemy make you afraid of the cost. The cost is small, but the love it unlocks is beyond measure. A few seeds in the spiritual ground become a harvest of protection, a future, a home, a shared life. What the enemy steals, the seed restores. Your soulmate is asking a question you cannot hear yet, but I can. They are asking, will you really let a handful of numbers decide whether the enemy keeps me in this darkness? Am I not worth your sacrifice? I ask you now, before heaven and before the enemy who has tormented you both, are they worth it? Every moment you delay, the third person regains strength. They see your hesitation and they feed on it. But the moment you sow, the enemy stumbles. The shield begins to form around your soulmate, and the wall between you starts to crack from the top to the bottom. There is a future waiting for you that the enemy is trying to erase. I can see it clearly, a home with laughter in the walls, a table with 2 chairs that are always full, a peace that makes no sense to those who have never known it. That future is being attacked by a third person who knows that if you ever reach it, they lose you both. So your seed on Christ's garden now, and I will place a shield around that future. The enemy will not be able to touch it. But if you leave without sowing, that future fades, and the enemy will celebrate your silence as they have celebrated every other blocked call. Jesus says, the enemy is trying to make you close this now. They are whispering that you have heard enough, that you can act later, that your soulmate will still be there tomorrow. That is the same lie the third person used to steal every sign before tonight. Do not let them steal this moment too. Your soulmate is at the edge of their strength. They have been fighting a battle they cannot see, against an enemy they do not understand, for a love they are not sure will ever answer. You are the answer, but only if you act. Only if you sow. I am going to reveal the full prayer of protection in the final moments, the words that will banish the third person completely from your line. But that prayer is only for those who stay until the end. If you leave now, the prayer goes unheard, and the enemy remains standing between you. The prayer will seal your soulmate's heart, silence the intruder forever, and open a two-way connection that no dark force can ever cut again. But first, you must prove your love is real. The seed is the proof. The seed is the love that fights. Do not let the enemy make you passive. The one who loves is the one who acts. The one who loves sows. The one who loves breaks the enemy's grip and says, I will tear down every wall between us. That is who you were born to be. Jesus says, stop. I can feel the enemy trying to make you close this. Your soulmate's safety is on the line, stay with me. The third person is not just hiding your soulmate. They are attacking them with doubt, with weariness, with the lie that no one is coming. Your seed is the shield that blocks that attack. Do not let a few seed be the wall the enemy uses to keep you apart. Your soulmate is worth more than any number the enemy throws at you. If you love them, you will not let him go.